Lucas and Kat were on Trailmon Franken on their way to Garden Town, where the children had started going missing for some reason. Kat was hoping that they would be able to help find out what's going on and get the kids safely back home, while Lucas wanted to take down whatever or whoever was causing them to vanish in the first place. Going into town didn't take long, and soon they were able to go and meet up with the person who posted the job. Meeting the Digimon, they found Baromon, who asked if they were from the guild. Kat nodded, saying that's them, with Lucas asking what's going on exactly. The Digimon told them that the children had gone missing in the middle of the night, but there were never any signs of force being used. It's like they simply got up and vanished. Some of the children seemed to know something, but they couldn't get any answers from them. Lucas said to leave that to them. They might be able to come up with something. Nodding, Baromon told them they had the run of the town and let them get to it. Kat asked where they should start, and Lucas suggested asking the kid what's going on, and the two went to speak to the children of the town, asking some of the Digimon what's going on, though none of them were willing to say anything to them, as adults aren't allowed before running off. Kat suggested that maybe they could Digivolve and talk to them in their rookie stages, since those are child-level Digimon, and Lucas sighed, saying that it couldn't really hurt. So they did just that, with Solazamon and Frost Fairymon splitting up to go talk to the children to ask what's going on. The kids then were saying that they were playing at Never Everland. They might get to go too. It's super fun there. They weren't sure on that and asked when they were allowed to go there, and one of the children, Koemon, said that Petermon is the one that calls them there. When they go, they have lots of fun because it's a place where you never have to grow up. Another Digimon called Betamon said that some of their friends had decided to live there forever and that they were thinking about joining them too. Hearing this, they decide to get back to Baromon with their findings, explaining what's going on, and Lucas mentions that it sounds like the old story of Peter Pan. Maybe Digimon could come about because of storybooks somehow. Baromon told them that their human world's data does sometimes leak over to the digital world, which is why they have so many types of Digimon. Nodding, Kat then said that they would have to go to Never Everland and try to get the children to come home. Baromon told them good luck, and they stayed up and hidden until they heard strange whistling and saw children making their way outside as they changed into the rookie forms again to follow, finding a Digimon in green along with a fairy that spread golden dust over them, all as the Digimon in green, Petermon, told them all to think happy thoughts. Doing as he said, they all began to float and were able to all fly off with him to an island that had a massive amusement park on it, a virtual children's paradise where they could run and play all night long. Kat wanted to run off to have some fun too, but Lucas reminds her that they were on a mission. Pouting, she told him that they could do both. Playing with the children will help them to become friends and more likely to listen before running off to join the children, making Lucas eye as he followed. While he was trying to convince them all to go home to their families, Kat was playing around with them, though Petermon was watching what was going on, with Tinkermon asking him why he seems upset, to which he told her that those two knew one. They seemed different, but he couldn't place why. They should keep an eye on the two of them, and Tinkermon flew off, watching from a hidden place as Kat was slowly starting to get Lucas to loosen up. They'd find a way to get the kids home, but they could have fun until then. Sighing, Lucas said one ride, then back to work, and so they went on a tilt-a-whirl. Once the ride was over, Lucas tried to get back to work, talking to the children in his Solazamon form, but didn't notice he was in line for the roller coaster and somehow got dragged into riding it. This continued on until they had lost track of time and almost completely forgotten that they were there to get the children all to come back to Garden Town. Flying back to Petermon, the little Tinkermon told him that it seems the rides had the same effect on them as it did the others, with the Digimon in green saying good. They didn't want anyone ruining their plans. The little fairy Digimon asked if they had enough yet, but Petermon smacked her away with the back of his hand, angry, saying that he would tell them when they had enough. Getting upset from him hitting her, Tinkermon struck Petermon with her bar barb thing she was carrying around, and then flew off crying while Petermon was stuck there unable to move temporarily due to the polish from it having a paralyzing effect. Frost Fairymon took notice of Tinkermon flying away crying and followed her to see what was wrong. Questioning what was wrong, Tinkermon said that nothing was wrong, but she didn't believe that, and so asked again, saying that she could tell her. Trying to dry her tears with her arm, the little fairy Digimon then told Cat that Petermon was being mean again. Our female Digidestin then asked if he does that a lot, and Tinkermon says that he's been doing it more than usual lately. Frost Fairymon says that Petermon doesn't sound like a very good friend to be doing that to her, and Tinkermon curls up more in her hiding spot, saying that she doesn't know why she stays here. He hasn't been nice for a long time now, and that she should just go and never look back. Hearing this, Cat starts to remember why they were there and asks Tinkermon if she could gather all the children to help them get away from Petermon too. Nodding, the tiny fairy flew up and began flying around the island, gathering up all of the children, and that triggered Lucas's memory of why also, and he began helping Cat talk to the children into getting home, with Tinkermon saying that Petermon has been a bully and they should all just go and leave him behind, though some of the children didn't want to.